Hey guys, Ryan here at Signature Edits, and inside of this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to really quickly and simply create a grid collage inside of Photoshop for your Instagram. All right, we're going to do it really simple. Let's start. Okay, so getting started, we're going to grab an image for our collage/grid. I'm going to grab this one off of Unsplash from the talented Jan Berthamy. So you can grab your images for your collage if you need multiple images or just one if you're doing just a grid view. Then we're going to hop over to Photoshop and create a new project. So I'm going to hit Create New, and then we're going to enter in some specific numbers here in the width and the height of the project. So depending on how many squares you want your grid to be and how deep it's going to be, whether it's 3 tall or 4 tall or 5 tall, you're going to enter different numbers. So the way you determine those numbers is first off by looking at Instagram's best resolution for their posts. So right now, optimal sizes are 1080 pixels wide, and then your height can vary depending on whether it's a landscape photo or a portrait photo or just a square photo. Because we're doing a grid, we're just going to go with a square. So our photos are going to be 1080 by 1080. So that means every single image in the grid is going to be 1080 by 1080. So we're going to take our calculator here, and depending on how tall you want your grid to be, you're just going to times 1080 by the height of your grid. So let's say that I wanted it to be just a 3 by 3 grid, then I'm going to have a height of 3240 pixels. So we're going to do that for the height, and then the width is going to be the same because it's 3 of 1080, which is 3240. Okay? Now, likewise, if you wanted it to be a 2 by 3 grid, so just 2 high, then you go 2 times 1080. And that would be your height. Okay? I hope that makes sense. You can rewind if that didn't quite come across the first time. All right, we're going to hit Create, and we have this beautiful, beautiful white rectangle of love and affection in front of us. It's just so inspiring, isn't it? What we're going to do is we're going to grab our image, or images if you're creating a collage, and we'll just resize it here, cover the entire canvas, and we're going to go up where it says View and select New Guide Layout. Then we're going to divide this image by however many little squares we decided to make. So since I'm doing a 3 by 3 grid, I'm going to enter 3 in the number of columns, 3 in the number of rows, and then make sure that the width and the gutter are just set to 0 or deleted if you have any numbers in there. After that, hit OK. We have this beautiful grid, and we can see exactly how we're designing our collage, where things are going to line up in each individual post so that every post makes sense. And we can go ahead and add some different layers if we want, different images. We can add some text here. You know, just get super creative. Beautiful poetry that I'm writing off the top of my head. How wonderful is this? Okay, let's say that this is perfect. It's absolute perfection. It's ready to go. Now I'm going to export my grid, and I want to do that a simple way because I could go ahead and just use the crop tool, which will be done by going over here and selecting one of these squares and then saving it out and then selecting the next square, but that's kind of a waste of time. So we are just going to go over where the crop tool is, click once, and hold until we see this slice tool come up. We're going to select the slice tool, and then over here where it says Slices from Guides, we're going to click that button, and you can see that all of our sections here have been divided up into their own individual kind of images. The slice tool has gone through, followed our guidelines, we're ready to export. Okay, now the next step is to go up to File. We're going to save this for web, so I'm going to go to where it says Export, Save for Web Legacy. You can also use the keyboard shortcut Shift Option Command S. We're going to select that, and you'll see that it pulls up image size, width is 3240, height is 3240. Now, originally I made the mistake of entering in 1080p here because I thought that it was going to save each file as 1080p. You don't want to do that. You want to keep it at 3240 because that's for the entire canvas. It's still going to save your images out as individual 1080p by 1080p squares. Okay, we're going to hit Save and enter a file name. So we'll call this Ryan's Beauty Collage because it's so beautiful. And then Photoshop is going to save out those images. Let's just check how that went. Ryan's Beauty Collage, here we go. We've got 9 separate files of each individual section. So you can see that the number 1 is going to be the top left, then top left center, top left right, then the middle left center. So it's going to go in sequence. So when we actually upload these, there's multiple ways to do it. You can do it directly from your computer, which I'll show you right now. But you're going to want to make sure to upload them in reverse order. This is very important because your Instagram feed obviously is going to show your most recent post at the top. So you're going to need to make sure that the most recent post is actually this one right here, which is number 1. So we'll start by uploading number 9, then 8, then 7, 6, 5, 4, etc., etc. Okay? So you can do that by grabbing these files, copying them, and sending them to yourself in a text message, or you can do it on your computer. Let me show you how to do that really, really quick. We're going to hop over here back to Chrome, and let me just reset this whole thing. We're going to go to Instagram. Perfect. And I've just got a little Instagram feed that I've set up here that I'm going to use for demonstration purposes. Grab these 3 dots up top. We're going to go over here where it says more tools and developer tools. Grab that. Then you'll see that we now have a different view, possibly, depending on whether or not you've clicked this little mobile/iPad icon. And then you can select what kind of device you want it to mimic. This is super handy because it tricks Instagram into thinking you're accessing the website from a mobile device, which will let you post directly from your computer. Super handy, right? By the way, if this tutorial has been helpful for you, do me a favor, hit that like button, subscribe, and leave a comment below. That'll be super helpful. Anyways, we'll continue now. Now, one thing you might notice is that as I pull this up, you'll see that there is no actual post button. I'm missing that. How do I upload my post? And you'll find this sometimes happens because Instagram isn't tricked out right away just by selecting that button. You sometimes have to refresh the page. So we'll refresh, and you'll see that now we have all of our mobile options. So we'll hit this plus icon, go to where we have our beautiful images, and we'll start again with the last one first. So 9, then 8, then 7, all the way down to 1. So we'll upload that. You do your caption, whatever it is. And the beauty of using a computer is obviously we can go ahead and pre-make a caption. Caption. Like this video. Hashtag subscribe. Okay, so I could actually pre-make that caption, copy it, and we're going to share. It's way faster to type than it is to use your keyboard on your tiny little phone. You can see we have our first image. Now we're going to go to the next one. And of course, one thing that I would recommend is you do this as fast as possible, because if you want your actual grid to show up in the Discover feed as a grid and not mixed up with a bunch of other images, you need to post as quickly as possible. So we go through, grab all of our images here. Perfect. Insert our captions that I copy pasted. And eventually, if I don't lose track and I manage to get them all in the right order, you'll be able to see that we have a beautiful photo grid. I think I'm on 4. You can see this is about a gazillion times faster than trying to do it on a mobile device. Just takes a lot longer doing this on an iPhone or an Android than it does to just do it on your computer and be done. Okay, so I think I got them all in order. I've been rushing, multitasking, and kind of not really concentrating that much, so I wouldn't recommend doing that when you're posting these. But if we go to our profile, we should see a beautiful, beautiful collage. That is the epitome of design and graphics and fonts. How it just couldn't get better, right? If this is the best design you've ever seen, give me a thumbs up, do me a favor. And that's really all there is to it. Here's an example of me doing a 3x5 grid. You can see inside of Photoshop, it takes about 10 seconds to create the grid once you know what you're doing, where that slice tool is, all of that good stuff. Then posting it to Instagram from your computer saves a lot of time as well. So definitely give it a try if you're looking for something new to spice up your Instagram feed. And that's really all there is to it when it comes to making grids and collages for your Instagram feed inside of Photoshop. So yeah, hit that like button, make sure to subscribe for more great content, tutorials, and resources, and leave a comment below if this method was helpful for you. I would really appreciate it. I'll see you in the next video. Peace.